and go. And now let's talk about the main meat of the subject, and that's cosplay performance. And the thing I've got to ask is, does performance actually matter? Because, cosplay nowadays, it's pretty mainstream, which basically means there's a lot of casual, cosplayers. And it's like, outside of the very big competitions, LSCC and Euro cosplayers, where performance, well, really is a thing. Why should it be a thing? Why does it matter? So, Dave, do you want to take this off?
Okay. Okay, let's start off with it. With most competitions, it's the masquerade rules. So the only chance the judges get to see you is when you're on stage. So, if you're performing, and even if it's just 3 poses off, you can still do a performance. You are going to make a good impression with the judges, and to me, I don't enter cosplay contests to win. I don't think many people do. However, you always want to do the best you can, and if you happen to win the prize bag, awesome. So the whole thing is just trying to give the best impression. And the other reason it really matters is the reason all these conventions do put on all this cosplay stuff, why they do all these nice things for us, why they give us great stages to work for, is because basically they want people to come in the door because of the cosplay, and they want the people to come in the door because of the cosplay because we are entertaining to them. So they want the most entertaining acts as possible on the stage, so the crowd just comes away buzzing and go, wow, do you see those guys? They're brilliant. They go, yeah, but look at these guys. They're amazing. Their costumes are amazing, and what they did on stage, just wow. And they want that kind of buzz going for their events. So the better stuff you do, the better it all goes for everyone.
I think as well, like, the judges as well like to see confidence in your acting skills and in your general performance and how you portray yourself as the person you're cosplaying. Like, I know when I did my Soraka cosplay, I really pushed the boundaries by trying to make it more magical, more elegant, and really push the boat out with trying it. I had glitter to make it more magical, so as I moved my hand, I kind of let go and all this glitter just went flying into the air, and it worked. It actually was really magical, and there was a cheer and loads of clapping, and I think people appreciate when you push the boat out more. So
yeah, I was going to say, adding to what Dave was saying, he's really hit the nail on the head there. Certainly from an event organising perspective, this topic, I'm so passionate about this topic because this is the main reason why I'm here. I started out as an actor. I had an acting career for God knows how many years, at least 10. Got really big and famous. Ended up going to the West End a few times. Went to con, saw this thing called cosplay, and was like, oh my god, this is so amazing, but why is it so elitist? It should be for everybody. And this was obviously 4 or 5 years ago when I first started out. And I remember there's this iconic moment where I just find this Jack Sparrow cosplayer and this clone trooper that had been dying to get on stage for years, and they were never allowed because they were never on time, and there were lots of rules, and it was really complicated. And I just marched up to the organisers at the time and just went, right, these 2 people are going on your stage. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, they're going on now, and you're playing this, and you're doing this, and this is how it's going to be. I start directing it, making something happen, making something cool happen. And it did. It was just this mishmash of performative skills and improvisation and randomness just completely coming together to make something awesome. Spontaneity, there you go. And that's why we kind of came in and we did some really radical things at the time. We completely removed, as Dave says, we completely removed prejudging. We did that for a lot of reasons. We didn't want to keep the cosplayers away in these dark rooms for hours on end where they can be outside, the attendees couldn't see them, they couldn't be with the attendees, they could be getting pictures. We just wanted them to kind of come out and be like, yeah, this is really cool. And it also, removed the judges for hours so people couldn't speak to them because they also double up as guests as well. Of course, we've started bringing that back now for the higher end competitions, such as the regional championships that we do with showmasters around the country, which is really good because it gives the judges a lot more time with people and it's really relaxing. I'm certainly not against prejudging. It's just when it comes to community masquerades, it's nice just having people on and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm on and now I have to improvise and I have to do something. And 99.9% of the time, these people will flourish. You will see them. They've never done an event before. never cosplayed before, never been on a stage before. There's so many things you have to, they're really shy, they're nervous. There's so many things you have to deal with, and you are literally taking a person and you are turning them into a performer for even if it's 30 seconds. So we have a lot of systems and processes there as well that help them. But yeah, do a performance. Invest some time into it. It's really worth it. It's good fun, and it'll change your life.
This is one of the things I don't understand, because so many people make these absolutely amazing costumes, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours on them, absolutely perfect seams, everything's brilliant, and then they spend maybe half an hour on the costume. Sorry, they do that again, half an hour on the performance, just wing something together, we'll mine from a little bit of wherever it comes from or whatever. And I can kind of understand that to a certain extent, because if there's something you really are worried about and don't like doing at all, it's like the thing you put off to last. I do that with hemming. I hate bloody doing hemming, but it's got to be done. But you put it off. You don't choose to do it. And I think a lot of people do that with a performance, and it becomes an afterthought. And it's such a huge pile of marks. And as Lex and Benjamin said in your show on contests, it's a difference between the guys who come first and the guys who are the other contenders, the guys who come third, second, third, fourth, because in a top-level competition, there really isn't a lot wrong with about half a dozen costumes at least, and probably more. So you need something to separate yourself out, and it's a big pile of marks. So I don't understand why people don't spend more time thinking about what they're going to do.
Yeah. But you see some of them, I remember one on Insomnia I decided to watch instead of actually entering the competition, and I remember when I was watching it, I just saw this one act that you could tell they hadn't planned anything out. They were just literally ad-libbing, as they just literally hadn't done anything except for the costumes, and then decided, we should do something, and then it kind of looked really awkward. And I kind of felt sorry for them. I was thinking, this really needed pre-planning. It really did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think people think that you have to invest so much time and so much effort into these performances that it takes ages and you've got to hire space. You really don't. Honestly, you can rock up on the day, look at the stage space, and then go away and plan a performance. That's what a lot of people tend to do if they are.
4 assassins, Danny. 4 assassins at Birmingham.
Yeah, that was... Well, in all honesty, that was extenuating circumstances because, I'm in London, Dave is in Rugby, Dean Hassel is in Stafford, and the axe assassin we had on the day was from Birmingham. So you can imagine that was the only time we ever met those people, and we only had 15 minutes. So it really was an afterthought because, that was the only time all 4 of us were in costume. And as it goes, and funny you should mention stage space, because again, I did put this question out when I was doing a little research, and we're probably doing this in the wrong order, but we'll probably double up that question later. A lot of people, a lot of people do indeed want to perform on stage, but they're not really provided with stages. If you remember back to Cardiff, which it's getting the short store, where
here we go again.
There's not really much space to even do 3 poses, let alone a full-on performance, and a lot of people are and a lot of people are complaining that they don't really want to do a performance, especially at Comic Cons when there's lots of loud noises going on, and it's only recent that cosplayers are really getting a nice separate stage. I think somebody even pointed out that the Euro cosplayers, that was the first time they actually did it in a separate room. Apparently it wasn't before, so wow.
Yeah, the problem is that I think it's this catch-22 when we first published the rule sets for the regional championships in Showmasters, and everybody just went, "Oh my god, panic!" Ah! And it's guys, I'm very aware that unfortunately at the moment we are given 4 stage blocks and no lighting, which is quite
limited,
big change from going to running, this amazing, being around these amazing stage spaces that the West End has, and all this amazing equipment when it comes to sound and lighting, and all of a sudden you're given 4 stage blocks and you're like, what's happened to my life? What have I become? No, but there's a nice sense of simplicity in that, I find, and there's a good sense of people are able to kind of start there. I find I totally agree with you that there should be a lot more kind of effort and time put into making stage spaces. I do agree with that, but under the same merit, I don't think nearly as many people would get up on that stage if it was, you know, like maybe as big and as daunting as LSCC. Let's say.
We'll probably go into greater depth much later on, but
I don't know if any of you. Well, I know you saw my LSCC act, Danny, but
yes.
we would not have done that act if we didn't know we had that good a stage and that good a sound system. It just wouldn't have worked on 4 blocks. And yeah, the lyric. Go watch the video, guys. Danny, please the link. But basically, because the song goes really, really fast. We're doing voices when we're doing the song. You know what I mean? If we knew we were going to get a really good sound system which would make that work, that's the reason why we did it. I'm doing a similar-ish act, although it's just me by myself, but the same principles-ish for Euro Cosplay. And that's probably not the best competition to do it, but I know I'll get a good enough stage with a good enough sound system to actually have it work. And if I get a few laughs from the audience, that's the way forward. I am deeply worried about the WCS qualifiers because, again, it's a similar sort of act. I've got absolutely no idea what the stage is going to be like. But, hey...
Yeah, no, I do completely agree with you there. Like, there needs to be a lot more budget kind of put into these stages, and it's certainly something that we're pushing for under the same merit. Like, I wish there was kind of a bit of both. So you could have, like, a small stage, you could do, like, a little community thing, and people would be really cool with that, and then there's, like, a proper stage that we could kind of go and play on, but we'll get there one day.
Okay, like I said, we'll probably address it again in the latter end of the topic, which comes under how we can improve that stuff. So hold up.